Alright, so today's video is going to be a bit different, but not really. I was originally going to talk about my top 10 anime fights, but I was having problems ranking them, so I decided to do a 3x3 of my top 9 anime fights that I've seen, of course. Now, this isn't in an order, but I'll tell you my top 3 in the list when I get towards the end. Also, if you don't know what a 3x3 is, do some simple math and you'll get it. It's basically 9 things in a box, 3 rows and 3 columns. I really like doing these and I have some more plans, so I'll get to those eventually. Now, this will only include animated fights because I'm going to avoid manga spoilers, and also the list will be full of JoJo's and JJK. As much as I love talking about those two series in a video, I've probably done that around 10 times in total by now. Anyways, I suck at starting my videos and I know damn well hella niggas clicked off before I even started the 3x3, so enough of me talking out my ass and let me start the video. First fight I want to talk about is the fight that I forgot the most, which is Okiya versus Ichigo. Now, this fight was absolutely fire in my opinion, but I had a few problems with it, including pacing and plot armor. Now, I haven't gone back to this fight ever since I watched Bleach as a kid, for the reason that I might not like it as much. Because when I was a kid, I vividly remember this shit being slow paced and sometimes even boring. But at the same time, cool as fuck. We got to see some cool ass transformations from Okiya, as well as him absolutely dominating Ichigo like a fucking 6'5" nigga in a prison shower to little old Edward who accidentally dropped the soap. All this, but somehow Ichigo still won. Now, I shouldn't be surprised because, you know, he's a main character, but how? How the fuck did this nigga win after dying? Like, he fucking died and still won. In the entirety of Bleach, I feel like there's multiple times where Ichigo should have lost, but like at the same time, I'm okay with him winning. But this one, this is just dumb. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Cool fight, but out of every fight on the 3x3, it's probably my least favorite. At the same time, every fight after this I've seen recently in like the past year, so yeah, moving on. Next is Scar versus King Bradley in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, for series like FMAB, it's really hard to choose what the best fight is. Some say it's Edward versus Greed, and others say it's Alphonse versus Pride. Yeah, nah. They got the two coldest niggas in the entire anime to have one of the greatest physical combat fights in anime history. The camera angles, the close-ups, the dialogue, it's perfect. Scar fucking bodied multiple state alchemists and absolutely demolished the Elric brothers. We never get to see him fight other homunculus since he only gets surprised by lust and gluttony. Bradley though, up until this point, we never even seen this nigga get touched by a homunculus or even receive heavy damage. Greeling and the fucking military were the first to inflict heavy injury on him, but Bradley dealt much more damage to them all. Even with his wounds, King Bradley almost fucking killed Scar multiple times. The only reason Scar won was because of some stupid ass fucking Eclipse bullshit. One of the greatest fights of all time, and once again I wanted the villain to win, but unfortunately it couldn't happen. I'll give this fight a 10 out of 10 because I can't think of anything wrong about this fight and I personally enjoyed it as a 10, so yeah, moving on. Next up is Netero versus Marion from Sleeper X Sleeper. Now, this fight is really good in my opinion, but at the same time, it's not that good. I mean, it certainly is my favorite fight in Hunter x Hunter, but that's not saying much to be honest. I do think this fight has some of the best moments in Shonen, however, and it's also a perfect climax for the Chimera Ant arc. 9.5 out of 10, and moving on. Next on the 3x3 is Jotaro versus Dio. Easily one of the most entertaining fights to ever be animated. Throughout its entirety, it was just pure screaming and time stopping and stand rushes. It's absolutely perfect. You know me, I'm more of an enjoyment guy, so I don't really care if the fight was plot armor or whatever. If it keeps me at the edge of my seat the whole time, they could be fucking fighting about the last Pringle in a can and I wouldn't care. Speaking of plot armor though, when I just finished part 3, I was upset that Jotaro randomly decided to like, you know, stop time and beat Dio. I didn't understand it and it pissed me off, but then I realized, yo, it's fucking JoJo's. Having this mindset watching the rest of the anime made every fight from this point on so good. My favorite moment in the fight was when Dio did the road roller thing and also when he got fucking blasted into a store, losing his leg in the process. The entire 46 episode build up to this fight was worth it, and also it's JoJo, so that's why I'm giving this one a 10. Next is Gohan vs Cell, another one of the greatest fights of all time. This fight is different from a lot of fights in the Dragon Ball series because it actually has a narrative. It's not just punch punch, kick and pew pew. This was Gohan's story, not Goku, not Vegeta, but Gohan's. It was time for some spotlight for my nigga, and after all this, he'll be the next main character going for... What the fuck? Nah, but for real though, this fight definitely has the most god tier moments of this whole 3x3. The Super Saiyan 2 transformation, Goku's sacrifice, and the father-son Kamehameha. People hate the fact that this fight ended up turning into a fucking beating, but in my opinion, the fights that are one-sided in Dragon Ball actually work. For example, look at Gogeta and Broly. Broly got his jaw split into a whole different dimension, and it's one of the greatest fights of all time too. I'm gonna give Gohan vs Cell a 10 out of 10 because it's Gohan vs Cell. Moving on. Next up is Naruto vs Sasuke at the end of this disgusting war arc. Cool fight, and I'm so fucking glad that this fight happened. It felt like all 700 episodes of Naruto were built up to this one epic final fight. Now personally, I wanted Sasuke to win because Sasuke's my boy and he will forever be my boy, no matter what series or what video game he's in. And at the start, Sasuke was high-key about to put Naruto on the montage, but after a few more Dragon Ball Z power-ups and a few more classic Naruto flashbacks, they ended up blowing each other's arm off and the fight was a tie. Cool fight, another 10 out of 10. I know I've been giving out a lot of 10 out of 10s in this video, but like, keep in mind, I'm going off enjoyment, not actual rating. So in reality, the closest to a 10 would have been Gohan versus Cell or Wrath and Scar. Anyways, moving on to the next fight on the 3x3 is Kirei versus Kiritsugu from Fate Zero. This is the best final fight in anime, now go watch Fate Zero. If you have watched Fate Zero, you would know that I don't need to say shit here. 10 out of 10, moving on. Katakuri versus Luffy. Ah, yes. A fight that manages to be a masterpiece for fucking 2 hours. Luffy and Katakuri was a fight between two sides of the same coin brought up in different environments with different responsibilities. In Luffy, Katakuri sees himself in a world where he isn't tied down to responsibility. What the fuck is this script? Nigga, what the fuck is this fucking college essay ass script, dog? In Luffy, Katakuri sees himself in a world where he isn't tied down to the responsibility of protecting his own family, but free to chase his own dreams. I do not write like this, nigga. Who the fuck wrote this? But also, the plot armor. This nigga Luffy got knocked like 12 fucking times and somehow got up. How? Snake Man is cool as fuck though. 10 out of 10 fight. Moving on. Last but not least is Goku versus Jiren. Now, Dragon Ball Super is low-key mid with only a few memorable things, but this is my favorite fight in all of anime. I was like 12 when this shit dropped and I was watching Tournament of Power week to week. No other anime has gotten me so hyped watching it weekly than Dragon Ball Super. This fight includes everything from when Goku turns into Master Ultra Instinct to when the Tournament Power is over. They got some of the best animators in Japan on this one. They made 100 plus episodes mid just so the last 3 can be god tier. I understand if you don't have this fight in your top 10, and I doubt anyone has that their top 1 like me, but in my personal opinion, this is exactly what I want from a non-stand battle fight. 11 out of 10, god tier shit. Now my top 10 on this list on pure enjoyment would be at 3rd place, Kirei vs Kiritsugu, at 2nd place, Joteck vs Dio, and at 1st, Goku vs Jiren. This took me a longer time than expected. I'm trying to get back on that content grind, but there's not much to talk about nowadays, so I'm gonna try to read or watch something new so I can make a video about it. I might read The World Is Mine because it looks absolutely fucking fire, and I might watch some Demon Slayer and you know, maybe like make a video on that. But like, the Demon Slayer hype is kind of dead right now. Like, I don't know, I don't see much people talking about it. I didn't see much people talking about anime in general. Anime fucking sucks ass. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna make some videos about like rap music, some videos about like TV shows and movies. I'm gonna try to do that. Probably make like rankings of some sort, you know what I mean? Like, I'll think about it. But make sure to like and subscribe, and if you got any ideas, let me know. Much love, and I'm out.